What's up, you lovely people? Welcome to the channel. So yesterday we made a mistake because when I did this video about Jeffrey's list of documents from the trial being postponed to the 22, matter of fact, it was just a few names, few John Does or Jane Does, which their name, it's been sealed still until the 22. And a lot of documents have been released. Matter of fact, 900 plus pages of these documents of the trial have been released to the public, and so many YouTubers and X users and journalists or whatnot, they're going through it to see whether or not there is anything new to the whole story. Myself, I started to read a little bit, but obviously alone it's kind of daunting to go through pages of pages of questions and answers of the lawyers to the defendant and accusers and the victim. Something that it's interesting is that it seemed that a lot of names are being mentioned, but and of course, unfortunately, on X and other places already people are sharing names which have nothing to do with anything, accusing those names of being part of a list of the famous, infamous island and whatnot. There's a lot of misleading turmoil right now because everybody wants to read into those documents whatever somehow fulfills their agenda, either to discredit or promote their respective political parties or whatnot. So, but it seems that a lot of names mentioned are also just mentioned for the sake of understanding who could have gone into those, who met Jeffrey Epstein, who met these Ghislaine Maxwell, and the girls and the victims involved, including George Lucas, including Michael Jackson, including Donald Trump, which apparently he was never on the island, it seems. I don't know if this is a meme, but I saw a page of these documents where a victim was asked whether or not she had ever massaged George Lucas or Donald Trump, and she couldn't recall neither of them. So I find fascinating that there is so much interest into something that probably will turn out to be fairly disappointing, because I think what it's known, it's already known. For instance, like that Clinton had affiliation with this guy through their charity work, that this Epstein was also co-founder or part of this charity thing that Clinton was doing. He flew different time with him and whatnot. This infamous log of the jet is nowhere to be found, and people keep making it up. There are some informations about logs, people flying, but not necessarily always to this infamous island. But to me, honestly, if you read through the line, you don't really need too much to understand what the heck is happening here or what was happening. This is absolutely my own personal opinion, and I'm just basing this on a gut feeling. I haven't gone through all the documents or what is available out there in order to make this, to create this opinion. But it's not unreasonable to think that this dude probably was, for his own fetishes and sick thing that he had in his mind, was gathering younger girls to perform massages on him or his closest friend. And of course, when a billionaire throws parties and interacts with so many people, politicians, other billionaires, you create a circle inside the circle, right? You start to gather around you people which they do the same sick shit that you do. So it's not unthinkable that those rich people started to connect with each other, and he was, let's say, allowing through his properties and whatnot for those inner circle, powerful, rich men to get the same favors that he was getting. And honest to God, I think that a lot of people mention this island because it's remote and you can fly people in and out and do all kinds of crazy shit there, including apparently Stephen Hawking, which was invited there. People are already making fun with tons of meme going around. It seemed that he was also obviously invested, Jeffrey Epstein invested in surround himself with intellectuals, promoting causes which probably had to do with scientific research. Stephen Hawking was supposed to be in some island close by for a scientific convention, and he was invited there. So it's also very difficult to understand what is what all the time, because frankly, billionaires invite a lot of people. This happens all the time. You can pick and choose one billionaire that probably has a yacht, multiple houses, and in the summer, in whatever time of the year, you will probably see his properties or yachts with actors, actresses, sports people, and other politicians, and other famous people, other powerful people, whatever. That's how it is. So not everybody that was going in this place or in the vicinity of this dude probably had favors, right, with whatever Epstein was doing in his properties. And also, I kind of believe that most likely the place in New York has seen much more action than any other place, because New York is well connected. It's basically the cradle of the world in terms of billionaires and millionaires, rich people, politicians, famous people flying in and out of the city. So I have the feeling that probably that house has seen much more infamous stuff than the island itself. So billionaire dude turned out to be a freaking sick piece of shit that runs an inner circle of a brothel slash PEDO ring, right? Nobody's shocked, unfortunately. If you think also about, who knows, I don't have the numbers, man, but just think about sex works around the world in countries like Thailand. How many freaking people go in those places to get those type of treatment for money? So obviously there is a part of it which is made in between adults, and prostitution in some places is illegal. Here, for instance, is legal. It's tolerated, so you can pay adults to perform things, right? And to an extent, well, that it's that. But of course, there is also in the normal spectrum of things, people, normal people, everyday people, or lesser people, lesser richer people that go in those countries to get also more sickish kind of stuff. Those people exist, and they're not one or two or three. So this Epstein dude just happened to be revealed, and sometimes I thought, how could this happen? And I thought about it, like, if you know all these powerful people, probably also have a lot of people that can cover your ass. So how it happened that this guy got discovered? And I was just thinking, most likely must have happened of his own mistakes, right? People get greedy, people get cocky, people push a little bit too much, and they do a false step. Somehow they get caught in a way that you cannot take it back, and then they have to start to inquire, and then they have to start to find out what the heck is happening. And the people which are involved that protect your ass are going to be the first ones, especially if they're politicians, high-ranking judges or whatnot. They're going to be the first, right, to try to take the distance and to see what they have to do with you. To me, of course, again, I'm just basing this on pure speculations and just, gut feeling or whatnot. Probably I'm totally wrong, but it feels like that if there are really extremely powerful people like presidents, right, involved into this, then it's not let's say unreasonable, impossible to believe or to think that they've organized the demise of Epstein because they knew that if this guy would start to talk to save his ass, well, will be a collapse of many things. As a matter of fact, right, after Epstein was condemned and convicted and went to jail, well, he took the way out, right? Took the way out mysteriously, and he was on suicide watch, and the cameras didn't work outside his cells, and nobody was around in that moment. And it's like literally the plot writes itself. You go like, yeah, right, he killed himself, right? So right there you understand that there are really powerful hands which they wanted to prevent the old truth to come out. And I don't think this Ghislaine Maxwell that she's serving 20 years is going to say anything anymore. I don't think so. And if she does, probably you will see that she will disappear as well. So the story of this dude is just a story probably that still keeps on going, and it's unknown to us, of powerful elites which they're sick, absolutely evil, and they create their own reality of this bullshit, which most likely still takes place. And it's unfortunate that still take place. And most likely we also will not see any of it in terms of finding out the truth. Because one thing those people are good at is to stay in power and stay powerful, and they will never allow for the truth that might damage that power to come out. So don't hold your breath on this documentation to really change the face of the planet, or of the power players in the world.